Hi there, I'm the Ben here at Benjamin Green Studio. Today I'm going to do a quick wool combing demonstration using my new standard wool combing kit. There's three basic steps in wool combing. The first one is lashing on. And lashing on is basically just attaching the fiber to the comb and getting ready to comb. The second one is of course the combing, and that's most of your work, but with a few tricks it's not all that hard and it gets easier the better you get at it. Finally, there's drawing the prepared fiber off of the combs into roving that's ready for the spinning wheel. Sounds a little involved, but I promise with a little practice, almost anybody can be preparing their own fiber in no time. Let's get started. Now that I have the base clamped down and a comb in place, I'm ready to do my lashing on. To do that, I need to pick locks from my washed fleece. All you want to do is separate the fibers into manageable bits and still keep track of how they were oriented on the sheep. If you look closely, you see we have these little pointy ends. Now that would be the end that was away from the sheep. If I were to pull one of those out, just grab a hold of it like that, pull it straight out, that would be a lock of fiber. And that's what we're going to load onto our combs. Okay, I have my locks all broken out, my combs are all set up, I'm ready to lash on. When you first start out, it's best just to go ahead and place the locks right on the combs here. You use the cut end, go into the tines. You got the pointy end and the cut end. The cut end goes in. Once you get a little better, you can use the old flick of the wrist. It's a little faster, makes the name make more sense. But watch those fingers, those tines are sharp. The idea in wool combing is to fluff and separate all the fibers and align them parallel to each other on the combs. You do this by working the fiber from the stationary comb to the working comb and back again. As you do this, you leave behind your nips, noils, shortcuts, and any debris that might be in your fiber. As I'm combing, there's a few things to watch out for. Firstly, you don't want to be cutting too deeply into the fluff here, or the beard. If you cut too far back, you can't pull, and although you can muscle your way out, you can end up with a better product if you shoot for just catching the tips and having it be a nice smooth movement through the fiber. Another thing to avoid is coming straight down onto the tines, like that. As you can see, I'm transferring as much fiber back into my stationary comb as I'm taking off of it. And it'll fluff the fiber up nice, but you won't really get anywhere. As you can see, I'm starting to build up some static electricity here. And to combat the static, I'm just going to give it a little bit of spritz with water. And then I keep combing till all the fiber is transferred to the working comb. So now my fiber is all combed, took about 3 passes, and I'm ready to draw it off and lay it with other fiber that I've combed in a process called planking. The idea is just to even out any of the irregularities either in my drafting or in the fiber itself. When you're drawing off for the first time, the idea is to get it off in as evenly as possible. I'm going to pinch, now that I've got it started there, you saw that? Pinch and pull, and pinch and pull, and pinch and pull. And I just continue doing that, keeping things as even as possible. It does help to kind of alternate the position of your fingers. This will be laid up with my other plank to be lashed back on the combs and recombed. Here we go, lashing on for the second combing. Got my extra lock pin in the handle, and away we go. So now I'm done with my second combing, and as you can see I've split the fiber onto both combs, half on each. I'll set that one aside. I'm going to draw this fiber off the combs. This is our final drafting. It'll be ready to spin after this. I'm going to draw it through a diz. We'll show you how that works. And you're going to need a small hook, crochet hook or something like this, made from a paper clip with a couple of beads. So here we go. We're going to draw for our last time. Just collect fuzzies, bring them to a point and give them a twist. Same as before. Pull our strings through the hole in the diz. You're going to want the inside of the curve facing away from you. So it's pinch, pull, and then push. Pinch, pull, push, pinch, pull. So now I've drawn off some lovely roving ready for spinning, but how do I store it? It's called nesting, and you just start by giving it a little bit of twist, just enough to make it not stick to itself. You wrap it around your fingers. Take that free end between your two fingers and pull it into the middle. Now you can always find the end, and it'll store nicely with a bunch of other nests. Okay, that's my video on how to use my standard combing kit to turn washed fiber into comb top ready for spinning. I hope it helped, and remember, practice makes perfect.